What are the top 10 digital signage apps for you to use on your platform? Creating content for your digital signage can be overwhelming, and unless you've got an arts degree or an expensive software solution, you could find that you're running out of content pretty quickly. Luckily, there are hundreds of apps that can alleviate some of that pain and take the heavy lifting out of creating your content. Apps like YouTube and news and infotainment apps that already have the design work down and just leave you with the simple task of picking which one works best for you. We've taken a dig into our app store and taken a look at what apps are being most used. Here's our top 10. Number 10 is the room booking app. With built-in room booking apps, each location can display current and upcoming meeting information. With the right hardware, those can be used to be interacted with to book meetings or schedule meetings for the future. The room booking app gives you the ability to connect to either Google or Office 365, and it's perfect for things like commercial locations, schools, event locations, anywhere where you're looking to manage your meeting spaces. Number 9 is weather. It's everyone's favourite discussion topic, and it gives you, the viewer, an at-a-glance weather update, allowing them to plan for their day or schedule what they're doing for the rest of the week or whatever it might be. From a content management perspective, it's simple to set up, and most importantly, it's a great tool to engage your viewers for the rest of the content that you have on the screen. With a range of design options to choose from, you can find which weather app works best for you, but it's ideal to start engaging and gathering your viewer audience so they're looking at the screen and starting to pick up the rest of the information that's on there. It's perfect for things like commercial locations, schools, anywhere that's got outdoor events, anything of that kind of ilk is beneficial. Number 8 is clocks. Who doesn't want to know what the time is? Like weather, clocks are a simple to set up no-brainer in addition to your digital signage. Everyone needs to know what the time is, and clocks don't need to take up much space on your screen to become visible. Even just a small clock in the corner will keep your viewer turning their attention to the screen at a regular interval. Especially if that's digital signage that they're around constantly. Checking the screen in the corner will also be able to give them information updates or whatever else is on that screen. Who is that ideal for? Well, pretty much everyone, or anyone. If you're looking at putting digital signage and you haven't got a clock on there already and it makes sense to put that there, I definitely advise doing that. Number 7 is PowerBI, a little bit more of a niche object here when we're talking about how we could utilize digital signage, but PowerBI is really beneficial when you're looking at running commercial businesses where you want to display your latest statistics or you want to display latest team events or information. Almost anything that you're running on PowerBI you can then display via Signagelive. It may not be ideal if you're a restaurant or in education or something where it's just not as relevant, but if you're running PowerBI or running a commercial institute, then PowerBI can be a really useful tool for you, which means you don't have to duplicate your work. You've already got that data stored somewhere, so you just want to utilize the tools you already have. It's ideal for corporate environments, sales teams looking to keep up to date with their targets. Number 6 is Google Sheets, the Swiss Army knife of information. Google's free alternative to Office 365 Excel, Google Sheets can be used to display almost any kind of data you're looking to display. It may not be quite as fancy as something like Power BI, but what you lose in design, you gain in versatility. We utilize Google Sheets a lot of the times when it comes to creating custom applications like the Google Sheet integrated menu board, where you've got these updates that come automatically from Google Sheets and turn up in a more attractive, well-designed piece of content. Google Sheets is perfect for anyone who's looking to deliver data, stock information, current timetables and schedules, warehouse information, whatever it is that you're looking to deliver. Number 5 is Media RSS. Don't double your workload. It may surprise you to see that Media RSS is featured on this list so heavily and ranking so high, but when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. For those that don't understand Media RSS or haven't heard of that before, Media RSS is in essence taking a folder that already exists, let's say on your intranet, which already has images or videos, whatever you want to display, and actually pulling that data straight onto your digital signage. Now you may be asking, well, why would I want to do that if I'm already using my CMS to deliver images and videos that I want to see? Well, most of the time you do, but in some cases, if you already have that data stored somewhere or the assets that you want to deliver, taking that and just delivering it as a Media RSS feed saves you time and stops you from duplicating the work that you've already done. So it's perfect for things like enterprise or corporate networks or locations that already have pre-assigned media buckets for their intranet or cloud storage. Number 4 is Google Slides. Keeping it simple, another Google Slides product makes its way to the digital signage board here. Google Slides, which is the alternative to PowerPoint, does exactly what you expect it to do. It replaces that PowerPoint experience with being able to create your own content, dragging and dropping text, putting in image files, whatever it might be to create that experience of slides. Now again, you may ask, why would I use Google Slides if my CMS already does this? Well, sometimes it's just about simplicity. That depends on the user you're dealing with. We'd always advise doing images and videos first if you can do, and Google Slides being the second option, because if you're storing those images and videos locally, it means it can play offline and continue to display, and you can do scheduling and things like that. But if you've got some content that you want to arrange just in a big verbose list of images, then Google Slides may be the perfect option for you, especially if you've got a different turnover of staff or someone just needs to be quickly taught how to do something. It'll be great and can be added in conjunction with the rest of the content on there. So it's perfect for small businesses looking to keep their training simple, and content managers having a simple time with being able to make any changes. And it also replaces some of the more fancier content creation tools out there. We're on to the top 3. When we're looking at number 3, we're looking at web pages. Well, what does that mean in essence? I mean, you could just take a URL and display it on your digital signage, which I guess is the first step. But as we continue to go down, we can look at things like embed codes, taking a code from that URL and just delivering that piece of it to your digital signage. And then as we progress further down, we can start looking at things like custom developed applications, which run through HTML5 and what a lot of our marketplace is built on. So being able to create a really attractive design with animation and all of that element that you want, and maybe some data-driven information on there as well, combining that and creating a local package of information, then delivering that to the screen. That makes your experience much easier, much more unified, and much faster when it comes to managing your digital signage. That's ideal for things like local, large companies or corporations looking to build out an application once, which can be reused and reutilized over and over again. Number 2 is news. It's no surprise to see news take our number 2 spot. With professionally crafted verbiage and images to your signage, news gives you the ability to keep your screens up to date with minute-by-minute updates on the world news, entertainment, financial, and many more options available to you. News can perfectly complement your direct communication by being an attractive piece of content that everyone wants to engage with. Corporate reception areas, anywhere with a wait time, that's the ideal situation for somewhere like news. And finally, number 1 on the list is YouTube. All the content in the world at your fingertips, and don't get us wrong, uploading your own videos will always be the most preferred way to manage your content, but with your own content fully in control, you may want to add in and splice in some YouTube videos. Bearing in mind, one of the things to bear in mind there is make sure you've got the licensing or the ability to display that video depending on what it is and where it's coming from. YouTube can't be beat with the terms of just velocity of new content that's out there, and you never know what you might find. So mixing and matching between a YouTube video or a playlist, or even just a search bar if you're feeling a little bit frivolous, then you can do that in conjunction with your video items, image items, whatever it is you're looking to deliver on your screen. That is perfect for more or less anyone, but realistically, it's just on a case-by-case basis of what fits you best. So finally, we've looked at a range of different applications here to look at. That's definitely not the whole list, but these are the top 10. This will continuously change and update. We might come back and review this video from time to time as things progress. We're constantly adding new things to the marketplace. We're looking around and seeing what people are asking for. So these may change in time. If you've got any questions or would like to speak to us about the content that you want to use on your digital signage or getting started with digital signage in the first place, feel free to reach out to us and we'd love to have a chat. We'll speak to you soon.